Welcome to my expat stories. Ever meet someone who speaks your language? Not English, your language. Business. ROI. Due diligence. Market positioning. Someone who gets ambition. Gets that relationships should be partnerships. Rob thought he had. 56. Seattle tech consultant. Divorced. Ex-wife took everything. Bruised ego. Then Manila. BGC, the business district. Glass towers. Corporate culture. And Isabelle. 41. MBA. Professional. Independent. She paid for their first dinners. Refused his gifts. Had her own career. Her own money. Finally. An equal. Not someone looking for handouts. Someone building something with him. When the opportunity came, it wasn't her asking. It was them deciding. Together. As partners. As equals. That's what made it perfect. That's what made it safe. That's what made him trust completely. The question isn't whether Rob should have known better. The question is whether finding an equal was worth what it cost to lose everything. If you've ever fallen for someone because they made you feel smart, hit that subscribe and like button. This one's analytical. Until it's not. Here's Rob. Let me start with context. Because context matters in business, in relationships, in understanding how smart people make stupid decisions. I'm Robert. Rob. 56. Tech consultant based in Seattle. Or I was based in Seattle. Now well, we'll get to that. I spent 28 years in tech. Started in the early days. .com boom. Built a consultancy with my ex-wife Jennifer. Enterprise software implementations, change management, digital transformation. Good money. We were pulling in 7 figures annually by the time things fell apart. The divorce was messy. She wanted the business. I wanted to keep the business. We'd built it together, but I'd done most of the client-facing work. Most of the actual consulting. She'd handled operations. Admin. Important work, but not client work. Not revenue generation. Not the value proposition. Her lawyers disagreed. Said operations was 50% of the business, maybe more. Said without her systems I couldn't have focused on clients. They had a point. Legally they had a point. So we settled. She got the business, the clients, the name, everything we'd built. I got buyout. $186,000. That's what 28 years of work reduced to. $186,000 and a 1-year non-compete, preventing me from doing the work I'd spent 3 decades mastering. I moved to the Philippines, partly cost of living, partly fresh start, partly because Seattle had too many memories. Too many places Jennifer and I had been. Too many mutual contacts feeling awkward about picking sides. Philippines made sense. English speaking, business friendly, growing tech scene. I could wait out the non-compete, consult remotely for non-US clients, start over, prove I didn't need Jennifer, prove I didn't need the business, prove I was still viable, still relevant, still worth something beyond that buyout check. I chose Manila's business district, not the Philippines tourist sea, no beaches, no bars, just glass towers, corporate offices, Starbucks, Coffee Bean, restaurants with English menus and prices that made expats feel comfortable. It reminded me of Seattle, reminded me of the life I'd had before everything imploded. I rented a condo, high-rise, 30th floor, modern, clean lines, fast internet, everything I needed to work remotely. The building had a gym, a pool, security. It felt safe, familiar. Like I hadn't lost everything. Like I was still that guy, the consultant, the business owner, the success story. Just operating from different geography, that's all. Strategic relocation. Not running away, repositioning. The first month I networked. That's what you do. Build connections, establish presence, find opportunities. BGC has active tech scene, startups, co-working spaces, monthly meetups. I went to everything. Introduced myself. Former Seattle consultant, looking to engage with the local ecosystem, see where I could add value. Very professional, very measured, I'm here by choice, not necessity. People were welcoming. Filipinos are friendly, but also BGC Filipinos are different, more polished, more Western. They speak perfect English, understand business frameworks, use the same terminology, SWOT analysis, blue ocean strategy, agile methodology. It felt comfortable, like being back in my element. I met Isabelle at a startup networking event. We work uptown BGC, maybe 50 people. Entrepreneurs, investors, consultants. Everyone there to see and be seen, make connections, explore opportunities, standard networking dynamics. She was standing near the coffee station, professionally dressed, not overdressed, just appropriate. Black blazer, white blouse, slacks. She looked like she belonged, like this was her environment, her crowd. I approached. Standard opening. "Hi, I'm Rob. You working on anything interesting?" She smiled. Professional smile, extended her hand, firm handshake. "Isabelle, I'm in business development for a property group. And you?" I gave my pitch. Tech consultant, Seattle background, currently exploring opportunities in Manila, interested in digital transformation space, specifically how Filipino companies could leverage emerging technologies for competitive advantage. She nodded, asked intelligent questions. What sectors was I focused on? What methodologies did I prefer? What was my assessment of Philippine market maturity regarding digital adoption? Real questions, not small talk. Not "where are you from" tourist questions. Business questions, strategic questions. She was vetting me, professionally. I appreciated that. Meant she was serious, meant she understood due diligence. We talked for 30 minutes, maybe longer. I lost track. Because it was refreshing. Talking to someone who understood business, who could discuss market dynamics, who knew what product market fit meant. Who got it? Finally, someone who got it. We exchanged contact information. LinkedIn, email, professional channels. Not Facebook, not Instagram. LinkedIn. That said something. That said this was professional relationship, network connection, potential collaboration. Not whatever other things foreign men usually pursued with Filipino women. This was different. She was different. I was different. We were both professionals, both building something, both serious people having serious conversation about serious opportunities. She messaged me the next day, LinkedIn message, said she'd enjoyed our conversation. Would I be interested in continuing discussion over coffee? She knew good place, quiet, good for actual conversation, not networking scene noise. I said yes. We met at a cafe in BGC High Street. Nice place. Not cheap. She arrived exactly on time. Ordered her own coffee. We talked for 2 hours. About business, about markets, about opportunities in Philippines, about tech trends, about her work in property development, about my consulting background, about what we both saw as gaps in market, areas where innovation could drive real value, real returns. The conversation was intellectual, challenging. She pushed back on some of my assumptions, made me think, made me defend positions, made me sharper. I'd forgotten what that felt like. Jennifer used to do that. Early days. Before the business became routine. Before we became business partners instead of actual partners. Before everything became transactional instead of collaborative. When the bill came, I reached for it. Isabelle stopped me. Said no. She invited me. She'd pay. I protested. She insisted. Said this was networking coffee. Professional meeting. She expensed it anyway. Split it or she paid. Those were options. I let her pay. Felt strange but also refreshing. She didn't need me to pay. Didn't expect it. Had her own money. Her own career. Her own resources. She was equal. Actually equal. Not dependent. Not positioning herself as someone who needed rescue. Just professional woman having professional conversation with professional man. Both equals. Both capable. Both independent. It felt like something I'd been missing. Something I'd been looking for without knowing I was looking for it. We started meeting regularly. Coffee, lunch, dinner eventually. Always good places, never cheap. She paid sometimes. I paid sometimes. We split sometimes. She insisted on contributing. Said she wasn't traditional Filipino woman expecting man to pay for everything. She had career, had income. Relationships should be partnerships. Equal partnerships. Not provider-dependent dynamics. She'd seen too many foreign men with Filipino women who were essentially financial arrangements dressed up as relationships. She wasn't interested in that. Wasn't her style. She wanted equal, mutual respect. partnership. I told her I wanted that too. Exactly that. That's what I thought I had with Jennifer. Before it became clear I didn't. Before it became clear nothing was equal. Everything was negotiation. Everything was leverage. Everything was positioning for eventual divorce settlement. Isabelle nodded, said she understood, said she'd been in a relationship like that too. Not married, but long-term thing. He said he wanted partner. Turned out he wanted subordinate. Someone who'd support his career, his ambitions, his success, at expense of hers. She'd ended it, focused on her own development, her MBA, her career, building something herself, for herself. She wasn't going to subordinate again, not for anyone. I respected that, genuinely respected that. She was what I'd needed Jennifer to be, what I thought Jennifer was, independent, ambitious, capable. Not threatened by my success, not competing with my success. Just building her own success, parallel success, partner success. We could both win, both grow, both build something. Together. That was the vision. That was the possibility. That was what I'd been looking for without realizing I'd been looking for it. Month 3 we slept together. Her place, nice condo, rented but nice. Professional, clean. She had books, actual books, business books, thinking fast and slow, blue ocean strategy, lean startup, books I'd read, books we could discuss, books that said something about her mind, about her ambition, about who she was beyond surface presentation. The intimacy was good, adult, neither of us performing, neither of us trying to be something we weren't, just two people, connected, comfortable, equal. She didn't play coy, didn't play traditional, didn't play anything. She was just herself, direct, clear, present. It was the best sex I'd had in years, maybe ever, because it felt mutual, felt like partnership, felt like we were both there, both engaged, both giving, both receiving, both equal. Afterward we talked about what we wanted, from each other, from whatever this was becoming. She said she liked me, respected me, enjoyed spending time with me, wasn't looking for casual, wasn't looking for foreign boyfriend to fund her life, but wasn't opposed to relationship. Real relationship. If that's where this went. If we both wanted that. I said I wanted that. Actually wanted that. Not rebound, not distraction, not proving something to Jennifer. Actual relationship. With actual partner. Someone equal. Someone independent. Someone who challenged me. Made me better. Pushed me. Isabelle did all that. Did it without trying. Just by being herself, by being capable, by being equal. She smiled. Said, okay, let's see where this goes. Then, no pressure, no expectations. Just two adults building something. Together. As equals. Seeing what happened. What developed, what became possible. And it felt like exactly what I needed. Exactly what I'd been looking for. Exactly what I deserved. After Jennifer. After the divorce. After losing everything. This was proof I could find better. Be better. Build better. With someone better. Someone equal. Someone like Isabelle. I had no idea. None. That I was being played. That every word, every gesture, every refusal of money, every insistence on equality, every smart conversation, every book on her shelf, every perfectly calculated move, was theatre, professional theatre, corporate theatre, performed by someone who'd studied me, understood me, identified exactly what I needed, and delivered it, flawlessly, until I was completely invested, completely trusting, completely vulnerable, completely set up for what came next. Month 5. Isabelle mentioned an opportunity. We were having dinner, nice place in BGC. She'd had wine, was more relaxed than usual, started talking about her brother. I didn't know she had a brother. She'd never mentioned family much. I'd mentioned mine, daughter in Portland, son in Denver. Both from Jennifer. Both adults now. Both busy with their own lives. Isabelle had been vague about family, just said small family. Not close, different priorities. But this night she mentioned him. Raphael, her brother. He was in property development, condo projects, Mid-market segment. Not luxury, not low income. The sweet spot. Growing middle class. Professionals needing first homes. Good market fundamentals. Strong demographics. Increasing urbanization. Classic growth opportunity. I listened. Asked questions. What stage was he at? What projects had he completed? What was his track record? What was his capital structure? Standard due diligence questions. Vetting the opportunity. She said Raphael had completed 3 projects. All delivered on time. All profitable. Good reputation. Good relationships with contractors. Permits. Regulatory environment. He navigated it well. Knew the system. Had connections. Could get things done. The Filipino advantage. Locals understanding local context better than foreign developers ever could. She said he was raising capital for new project. Quezon City. Near universities. Student housing and young professional market. 24 units, 2-bedroom each. Good location. Good fundamentals. Projected ROI of 18% over 3 years. Conservative estimate. Could be higher if market continued current trajectory, but 18% was baseline. Defensible number. Based on actual comparable data. I asked about capital requirements. She said he needed 2 million pesos, about $38,000. Equity gap after bank financing. He'd raised most of it. Family, close friends, but still short about 1 million. Needed final investors to close the round. Construction ready to start. Permits approved. Just needed capital. She said it casually. Matter of fact. Not selling. Just sharing information. Opportunity she thought I might find interesting given my interest in Philippine market. Given my positioning for eventual re-entry into consulting here. Having local investment, local stake, made sense strategically. Showed commitment. Showed understanding of market. Gave credibility. Plus the returns were solid. Better than sitting in bank account. Better than index funds in current environment. I said I'd like to see the documents. Pro forma financials. Permits. Legal structure. Standard investor review. I wasn't going to commit to anything without proper due diligence. Didn't matter if it was her brother. Didn't matter if she vouched for him. Business was business. Proper process was proper process. She said of course. She'd expect nothing less. She'd have Raphael send everything. Full package. Financial models, legal docs, permits, site plans. Everything. Transparent. Professional. The right way to do business. The documents arrived 3 days later. Email from Raphael. Professional email. Signature block with company name, logo, contact details. All looked legitimate. Professional. Real. The package was comprehensive. Executive summary, market analysis, financial projections, site plans, permits from local government, environmental clearances. Everything you'd expect from real development project. Everything looked credible, well prepared, professional grade work. Not some amateur hour neighborhood project. Real development, real process, real business. I reviewed everything, took notes, built my own financial model, stress-tested assumptions, occupancy rates, rental yields, exit values, construction timelines, cost escalations, risk factors, everything. I wasn't going to invest without understanding the opportunity, without pressure testing the thesis, without confirming the fundamentals supported the projected returns. Everything checked out. Market data was verifiable. Comparable properties existed. Rental rates matched market. Construction costs seemed reasonable for Philippines. Timeline was aggressive but achievable. Permits appeared legitimate. Had official stamps. Government letterhead. Everything looked right. Looked real. Looked like actual development project by actual developer doing actual business. I had questions. I always have questions. Called Raphael. Video call. He answered professionally. Dressed well. Background showed office. Construction plans on wall. Equipment in background. Everything visual said developer. Said professional. Said real. We talked for an hour. I asked about construction methodology. Timeline risks. Regulatory environment. His previous projects. His team. His contractors. His relationships. Everything. He answered everything. Confidently. Specifically. with details that only someone actually doing this work would know. He knew permitting process, new contractor ecosystem, new market dynamics, new challenges, new solutions. He was credible, completely credible. Either real developer or absolutely brilliant actor. And I was betting on real. I told him I'd invest 1 million pesos, about $19,000, testing the waters, seeing how process worked. If everything went well with this project, I'd consider larger investments in future projects. But starting measured, starting careful, starting smart. He said he appreciated that. Appreciated careful investor, said he'd send investment agreement, legal docs, bank details, everything formal, everything proper, the right way to do business. Exactly what I wanted to hear. I signed the documents, wired the money, $19,000 into project account. Raphael confirmed the receipt. Professional email. Thank you for investment. Welcome to project. Regular updates forthcoming. Transparent communication throughout. Everything by the book. Everything professional. Everything right. Isabelle was pleased, not excited. Just pleased. Said it was good move. Good way to enter market. Good relationship to build with Raphael. He was solid. Reliable. Good person to know in Philippines. Property development was where money was made here. Having insider access. Having family connection through relationship with her made sense. Strategic sense. Business sense. Month 6, things got serious with Isabelle. We weren't dating. We were. Together. Exclusively. Talking about future. About what we were building. About possibilities. She mentioned maybe moving in together eventually. Not immediately, but down the road, when we were both ready. When it made sense. When it felt like right next step. I liked that she thought long term. Liked that she saw future. Liked that she was serious about us. About building something real. Something lasting. Something equal. She also mentioned she was investing in Raphael's project. Same project I'd invested in. She was putting in same amount. 1 million pesos. She believed in it. Believed in Raphael. Wanted to support family. But also good investment. Made sense. We were both invested now. Both had stake in same opportunity. Both building wealth together. Even if separately. Still together. Still partners. Even in investment strategy. I liked that. Liked that we were aligned. Financially aligned. Strategically aligned. Same opportunities. Same upside. Same risk profile. Equal partners in every sense. That's what relationships should be. What Jennifer and I should have been, but never were. What Isabelle and I actually were. Equal. Partners. Building together. Month 8. Raphael approached me. Different opportunity. Bigger opportunity. The first project was going well. Construction started. On schedule. Looking good. But he'd found another site. Better site. Premium location. Makati. Near business district. Professional rental market. Higher price point. Higher yields. Bigger project. 40 units. Required more capital, but better returns. 23% projected over 3 years. Aggressive but achievable given location. Given market. Given Raphael's track record. He needed 3 million pesos, about $57,000. Already had some committed, but needed final investors. Wanted to give first opportunity to existing investors. People who'd already vetted his work, who understood his process, who trusted his execution. I was in that category now. Proven investor. Reliable partner. Good relationship. He wanted to offer me allocation. I reviewed the documents. Same thoroughness, same diligence, same process. Market analysis, financial projections, permits, legal structure. Everything looked solid. Everything checked out. This was bigger project, but fundamentals were sound. Maybe better than sound. Premium location commanded premium. Raphael had relationships to access premium land. That was value. That was edge. That was why returns could be higher. I committed $57,000. Significant investment. But calculated investment. Measured investment. Based on data. Based on analysis. Based on track record. First project was performing. Raphael was delivering. This was logical next step. Smart capital deployment. Good risk-adjusted returns. Made sense. Isabelle invested too. Same amount. $57,000. We were equal partners again, both believing in opportunity, both committing capital, both building wealth together, both aligned, both invested in same future, both trusting same person, both making same bet, together, as equals, as partners, as people building something bigger than just relationship, building actual portfolio, actual future, actual wealth, together. Month 10, Raphael presented opportunity I couldn't ignore. He'd found site for major project, his biggest yet. BGC adjacent. Taguig area near BGC. Next growth corridor. Values were climbing. Demand was strong. He could acquire land at favourable price. Develop 60-unit mid-rise. Target professionals working in BGC but priced out of BGC proper. Perfect market positioning. Perfect timing. Perfect opportunity. But it required capital, significant capital. 8 million pesos, about $150,000. He had some, had investors, but was short about 4 million, needed 2 investors at 2 million each. That's what he was asking. 2 million pesos, $38,000. Significant investment, largest ask yet, but also largest opportunity, largest upside, largest potential returns. 28% projected over 4 years. Conservative estimate. Could be higher. Could be significantly higher if market continued trajectory. But 28% was defensible baseline. I hesitated. $38,000 was. That was significant chunk of my settlement. I had 186,000 total. Already invested 76,000. This would be 114,000 total. More than half my capital. Concentrated position, concentrated risk, against diversification principles, against prudent portfolio management, against basic investment wisdom. But Raphael had performed, both projects delivering, returns looking good, track record was building, and this opportunity, this was premium opportunity, premium location, premium returns, next growth corridor, getting in early, ground floor, before values climbed, before market recognised opportunity. That's when real returns happened. That's when fortunes were made. By getting in early, by recognising opportunity others missed, by having conviction, by having access, by having relationship with insider who could unlock premium opportunities. And Isabelle was investing. She committed her 2 million already. She was all in. She believed. She was putting her money where her vision was. She saw it. Understood it, trusted Raphael, trusted opportunity, trusted process. We'd built this together, we'd reviewed together, we'd vetted together. We were partners, equal partners, making decisions together, building together, trusting together. I committed. $38,000. Wire transfer to project account. Raphael confirmed. Professional as always. Thank you. Welcome to project. Regular updates, transparent communication, everything by book, everything professional, everything trust building. Except, looking back, everything was theatre, everything was fake, everything was set up. The documents, the permits, the previous projects, the returns, the track record, the professionalism, the credibility, all theatre. Exactly what I'd believe. Exactly what I'd believe. Exactly what would make me invest. Not 19,000, not 57,000, but everything, or almost everything, until I had nothing left, until I was broke, until I'd proven Jennifer exactly right, that I was easy to fool, easy to play, easy to destroy. Just needed someone smart enough, someone sophisticated enough, someone who spoke my language. And Isabelle spoke my language perfectly, right up until she disappeared, right up until I realised everything was lie. Right up until I understood I hadn't found equal partner. I'd found someone who understood business better than me. The business of reading people, understanding vulnerabilities, exploiting weaknesses, executing perfect con. That business. That's the business she excelled at. Better than any consultant I'd ever met. Better than any business partner I'd ever had. Better than me. Absolutely better than me. Month 11, I decided to visit the project sites. Standard investor oversight. Nothing suspicious. Just due diligence. seeing where my money was actually working, confirming progress matched reports, building relationship with Raphael beyond emails and video calls, good investor practice, good relationship management, good business. First site, Quezon City, near universities, where I'd invested 19,000, the address from documents. I took tricycle, found the street, found the lot number, and found empty lot, completely empty. No construction, no equipment, no signage, no foundation, no nothing. Just empty lot, overgrown, clearly unused, clearly not active development site. I checked address 3 times, checked documents, checked map. This was the location. This was the site. But there was nothing here, nothing remotely resembling development project. Nothing suggesting construction had ever started. Nothing except empty lot that looked like it had been empty for years. Maybe I had wrong site. Maybe address was wrong. Maybe I'd misread. I called Raphael. No answer. Texted. No response. Emailed. Nothing. That was concerning. That triggered something. Some warning system. Some alert. Something saying this isn't right. This doesn't add up. This requires immediate investigation. Second site. Makati, the bigger project. $57,000. Same process. Found address. Found lot. And found. Another empty lot. No construction. No activity. No signs of development. Nothing. Empty. Unused. Abandoned. Or never started. Or never intended to start. Or never real in first place. Third site, the big one. BGC adjacent. Taguig. $150,000 invested by me and Isabelle. The premium opportunity. The growth corridor. The ground floor entry. Found the address. And found. Empty lot. Same as others. No construction. No development. No reality. Just address on document that corresponded to empty piece of land that had never seen construction. Would never see construction. Was never meant to see construction. Was just location on map used to sell fantasy. To sell story. To sell sophisticated lie. I went to Raphael's office. Address from his emails. His business cards. His professional correspondence. Found the building. Found the floor. Found the suite number. And found. Serviced office space. Virtual office. Receptionist said no one named Raphael had office there. No company by his company name. Just virtual mail service. People paid for address. For mail forwarding. For phone answering. But no actual office. No actual business. No actual Raphael working from that location. I checked business registration. Department of Trade and Industry. Raphael's company name. Nothing. No registration. No business entity. No legal structure. No company. Fake. Complete fake. Professional-looking documents referencing non-existent company registered at virtual office using permits that I suddenly suspected were also fake. Everything. All of it. Designed, coordinated, professional. But fake. Completely fake. I tried Isabelle's company, her business development role, her property group. Same result. No registration. Website existed but was template. Stock photos, generic content. No real company. No real employees. No real business. Just facade. Just theatre. Just set dressing for story she'd been telling. For persona she'd been performing. For sophisticated professional woman character she'd created. Her apartment. I went there, tried the unit. Found building. Found floor. Found unit number. Knocked. Different person answered. Said they'd been renting that unit for months. Through Airbnb, short-term rental. No one named Isabelle lived there. No one owned it except the landlord who rented it out. That apartment. The books. The professional setup. The credibility building environment. Rented, temporarily. Just for meetings. Just for building story. Just for making me believe. The MBA, I tried to verify. Called schools she'd mentioned. Business schools in Manila, Philippines, Singapore. No record. No graduate named Isabelle. No one matching her description. No one real. Just another piece of theatre. Another credential claimed but never verified. Never checked. Never real. Everything. All of it. Every single piece. Fake, coordinated, professional. But fake. The documents. The permits. The projects. The company. The office, the apartment, the MBA, the books, the conversations, the relationship, the equality, the partnership, the future. All of it. All theatre, all performance, all con, sophisticated con, corporate con, professional con, but con, complete con. And I'd fallen for every part of it. I called Isabelle. She answered, still professional. Hey Rob, how are you? I said I needed to see her. Now. Urgent. She heard something in my voice, hesitated, then said, okay. Coffee shop. Public place. She'd meet me in an hour. That should have been another warning. Public place. Exit strategy. Control. But I went anyway. Had to confront. Had to know. Had to hear her say it. She arrived exactly on time. Professional, as always. Sat down, ordered nothing, just looked at me, waiting, assessing, calculating. I could see it now. The calculation. The analysis. The constant vetting. But now I knew what she was vetting. Not investment opportunity. Not partnership potential. Not relationship future. She was vetting weakness, vulnerability, exploitability, extraction potential. That's what she'd been assessing all along. I showed her the photos, empty lots, virtual office, evidence, all of it. Said I knew. Everything. Raphael didn't exist. Projects didn't exist. Her company didn't exist. MBA probably didn't exist. None of it was real. None of it. I'd invested $114,000. She'd claimed to invest same amount, but she hadn't invested anything. Had she? This was all. What? Scam? Con? Theft? What was this? She looked at the photos, looked at me and dropped it. The whole thing. The accent got less refined. The posture relaxed. The professional woman disappeared, and someone else sat there. Someone harder. Someone completely different. Someone who'd been performing corporate woman for months, and was tired of performing. Rob, she said, not coldly, just factually. You wanted equal partner. I gave you equal partner. You wanted sophisticated woman who understood business. I studied business, learned your language, delivered exactly what you needed. That's just good business. I asked if any of it was real, any of the relationship, any of the feeling, any of the connection. She shrugged. You needed to feel special, feel smart, feel like you'd found someone better than Jennifer, someone who got you, someone equal. I gave you that feeling. You paid for that feeling. $114,000. That's what that feeling cost. That's market rate for making divorced tech consultant feel smart again. I asked about Raphael. She laughed. There is no Raphael. Just me. Just my operation. PowerPoints aren't hard to make. Permits aren't hard to fake. Corporate speak isn't hard to learn. You think I'm first person to do this? BGC is full of women like me, playing corporate, playing professional, playing sophisticated. For men like you, who need to feel smart while getting played. That's the market. I'm just better at it than most. I asked how much of it was real. The books, the conversations, the intelligence, the partnership. She said the intelligence was real. I am smart, just not MBA smart, street smart. Reading people smart, understanding what insecure, divorced man needs smart. You needed someone who made you feel clever, made you feel successful, made you feel like you'd won, like you'd found better than ex-wife. I gave you that, for a while, until money ran out, until you had nothing left to invest. Then story ends. Then sophisticated woman disappears. Then you're sitting here, broke, realizing you got played, realizing Jennifer was right, realizing you're exactly as easy to fool as she always said you were. That last part hit, harder than anything, because she was right. Jennifer had said it. During divorce, during arguments, you're so smart about business, so stupid about people, so easy to manipulate if someone tells you what you want to hear. I denied it, said she was projecting, said she was bitter, said she was wrong. But she wasn't wrong. She was exactly right. And Isabelle had proven it, sophisticatedly, professionally, completely. I asked what happened to the money. She said it was gone, distributed, expenses, operations, whoever she was working with, if anyone, or just her, living well for 11 months. Either way, gone, irretrievable, untraceable, smart enough to make it disappear properly, smart enough to make recovery impossible. Smart enough to win. Completely. I said I'd go to police. She smiled. Said go ahead. What would I report? That I voluntarily invested in business opportunity? That I wired money to account I'd verified? That I'd done due diligence and invested anyway? What crime was that? Stupid isn't crime. Desperate isn't crime. Being easy mark isn't crime, just bad judgment. Bad vetting. Bad investment decision. That's on me, not her. Me, and she was right. Legally right. I'd volunteered everything. Signed documents. Wired money. Made decisions. Me, all me. She'd just facilitated. Created opportunity. Created story. Created sophisticated theatre. I'd chosen to believe it. Chosen to invest. Chosen everything. My choice. My decision. My $114,000 mistake. She left. Just stood up. Said good luck, Rob. Hope you land on your feet. Walked out. Sophisticated stride. Professional exit. Last piece of theatre. Final performance. Then gone. Disappeared. Phone disconnected. Social media deleted. Every trace removed. Like she'd never existed. Like sophisticated equal partner had been temporary character. Performed for specific audience. Specific mark. Specific extraction target. Then retired. Role completed. Project finished. Move on to next opportunity. Next mark. Next performance. I sat in that coffee shop for a long time. Maybe hours. Just sitting. Staring at photos of empty lots. At evidence of my own stupidity. At proof Jennifer was right. At demonstration I'd learned nothing. From divorce. From loss. From anything. I was still same person. Still same desperate need to prove something. Still same vulnerability. Still same easy mark. Just more expensive mark now. $114,000 more expensive. I'm 56. I have $72,000 left. Enough to live in BGC maybe 6 months. Then what? Back to Seattle? To what? No business. No ex-wife, but also no nothing. Start over? Again at 56? With proof I can't tell difference between sophisticated woman and sophisticated con? With track record of being exactly as stupid as everyone said I was? Jennifer was right. Isabelle was right. Everyone was right. I'm smart about business, frameworks, strategy, analysis. But people, reading people, understanding vulnerabilities, not being manipulated, I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I've now paid $114,000 to prove it. To myself, to Isabelle, to everyone who ever doubted me, to everyone who ever saw through sophistication to desperate, insecure man underneath, who wanted equal so badly he believed theatre, who needed validation so intensely he missed every warning, who couldn't tell difference between partner and predator if predator spoke his language, used his vocabulary, mirrored his values, played his part perfectly. That's the business lesson, the expensive lesson, the $114,000 lesson. Speaking someone's language doesn't mean sharing their values. Sophistication doesn't mean integrity. Equal doesn't mean honest. And sometimes smartest person in room is the one playing dumb, or playing sophisticated, or playing whatever role extracts maximum value from Mark too desperate to see he's being played. Isabelle was smarter than me, just not the way I thought. She didn't have MBA. She had something better, something more valuable, something more profitable. She had understanding of human nature, of vulnerability, of need, of how to identify it, exploit it, monetize it. That's sophisticated. That's professional. That's corporate level skill. Just different corporation, different bottom line, different business model, same fundamentals. Read market, identify opportunity, execute strategy, extract value, deliver returns. To herself, at my expense, completely. This is my expat stories. Sometimes you find someone who speaks your language, who gets you. Doesn't mean anything except someone was smart enough to learn your vocabulary, smart enough to use it against you, smart enough to take everything, while making you feel smart the whole time.